Hey guys, Jesse Wright here with YouCouldBe.com, and today we're going to go look at an $18,000 tax deed.
So this particular property is rented out for $900 a month. A tenant has been in place since July of last year. So a lot of people would wonder, why would anybody sell a house that has a tenant paying $900 a month that's current on their rent for $18,000? And that is cheap even for this particular area that I'm in Jackson. And the answer is that there's probably a combination of things. One, they need money right now, the sellers do. And two, the property has problems that most investors either can't solve or don't know how to solve. And in this case, those two problems are: one, the property's a tax deed, so they can't get a clean title without going through a lengthy confirmation suit. And two, it's in an area that doesn't look like it's crime-ridden, but it definitely has a lot of poverty, a lot of vacant homes. And because of that, even though it is not currently dealing with things like, crack houses and whatnot, it does have the potential to have those problems later on down the road. So if you know how to handle these problems or protect yourself against this particular problem ahead of time, and you also know how to handle the tax confirmation, then you can end up with a great property earning really good cash flow year after year. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. This particular property, the property taxes on it are only $78 a year. So not only is it rented for $900 a month, but your property taxes are virtually nothing. I also checked the flood plain. It is just outside the flood zone, so it does not require any flood insurance. The drawbacks are it's got vacant properties nearby. It's not in a super desirable area. And before we could ever pull our money out from, like some sort of cash out through a bank, we would have to get that confirmation suit, which takes 3 months. And then we'd need another 3 months or so to get title insurance on the property. So let's just talk about strategy, like different exits that we could look at if we were going to purchase this property, which, at this point I have actually decided to buy it. As we do this walkthrough video, you'll see it's pretty nice, for the price, for the area. It's been fixed up to the standards that it needs to be in order to be rented out at this price. So anyway, let's just look at the numbers. Option number one would be to go ahead and get the $3,000 tax confirmation, or not tax confirmation, deed confirmation, and then have it appraised. It would appraise for, $55,000 probably. After all that was said and done, we could go to a bank, pull out 75% of the appraised value. And so even after we pay that $18,000 for the property, we're able to pull out an extra $23,000 in, tax-free income, basically. So that's one option. That's not what we're going to do with this property, though. We may get the confirmation, but we'll probably just leave it the way that it is, and we'll just cash flow. So let me just kind of break down those numbers. We're buying it for $18,000. I don't have to worry about property management myself, since I'm, managing it. But I am going to install a heavy-duty alarm system. That'll be about $1,200. The property taxes on it are $78 a year. I normally set aside 10% of the gross annual rents for miscellaneous expenses, and then insurance on this property is going to be about $1,100 a year. So that comes out to $3,458 in the first year's expenses, and we're going to be bringing in $10,800 a year in rent, which leaves us a $7,342 profit, which means if we're buying the house for $18,000, then that's a 41% ROI year one. Now, year two, I'm not going to have to pay $1,200 for an alarm system, so that's actually going to go up, and I'll probably be able to increase the rent, so it will go up even higher. So that's what I will do if I end up keeping the property. Let's look at some options for, say, an out-of-state investor. They would have two options as well. They could buy this property from me as a tax deed without the confirmation. It would still have the alarm system in it, but no confirmation. They would have to pay management, which is typically 10% of the rents collected. So in this case, bringing in $10,800 a year. So management for them would be $1,080 per year. Their miscellaneous expenses would still be about $1,080 per year. Their insurance would still be $1,100 a year, and their property taxes would be $78 a year. If I were to sell it just as a tax deed, I would sell it for $35,000. They would have $35,000 in it, but their first year they would bring in about $7,462 in rent, which would be a 21% ROI year one. So that's pretty sweet. If they were to opt for buying it with the deed completely cleared, I would sell that to somebody probably around the $42,000 mark. I would have an extra $3,000 in it, would have some holding. And just at that point, if I do go through that confirmation process, then of course the property is just worth more to me. So of course I would sell it for more. So if someone bought that property from me now, it's got a free and clear title, $42,000. It would probably appraise for $55,000, so they could still pull most of their money out. But if they just wanted to sit and hold it, leave their money in the property, they would have those same yearly expenses. $1,080 for management, you got $1,080 for miscellaneous expenses, $1,100 for insurance, $78 a year for taxes. And so again, they're getting $7,462 in profit year one, which would come out to an 18% ROI if they bought the property for $42,000. So it's in my opinion, it's a great property, and I would be crazy not to buy it. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I hope this video was informative for you. I hope it was helpful. If you liked it, please like. If you would like to see more videos like this, subscribe. Also, check out my website, youkouldbe.com. That's spelled UKUDB.com. I sell turnkey rental properties. They might have Section 8 tenants in them. They might not, but either way, they're fully managed, ready to go. So check it out, and I will see you guys in the next video.